Today I'm back with another video on the poem The Lady of Shallot by Alfred Lord Tennyson. We had completed till part number 2 in my previous video. So today I'm going to take up part 3. So I hope you still remember the story, the background story till part number 2. The lady in Tennyson's poem is cursed to live in a secluded tower on an island in the river near Camelot. I had told you people that she doesn't know exactly what the curse would be, but she can never leave the tower or look at anyone or anything from Camelot. So rather than looking directly at people and places, she watches them through a mirror that she keeps in her room. And she spends her days weaving a tapestry of the sights she has seen or being reflected by that mirror. So, this is the story up till now. And I had told you that finally she gets bored of this task, this monotonous task, and she wants to explore the outside area. So suddenly the sight of the mirror changes. Now, what does she see now? That is the beginning of the part 3. So let's have the original lines first. A bow shot from her bower eaves, he rode between the barley sheaves. The sun came dazzling through the leaves and flamed upon the brazen greaves of bold Sir Lancelot. Now, suddenly, the mirror reflected the image of Sir Lancelot. So, one day, while she was gazing at the mirror, like an arrow shot from a bow, the image of the knight Sir Lancelot appeared in her mirror. The sun was shining brightly, and its rays came passing through the leaves of the trees. And in such an, you can say, background, in such a backdrop, suddenly the lady saw Sir Lancelot riding upon his horse, and he was riding between the fields of barley. And as he was riding, the brass greaves, the armor that he was wearing, especially on his knees, that shone brightly because of the sunlight. And this image of Sir Lancelot reflected through the mirror, and the lady was mesmerized. Lady of Shallot was mesmerized by looking at this image. A Red Cross knight forever kneeled to a lady in his shield. Now, the poet is describing the appearance of Sir Lancelot. He was holding a shield in his hands, and on that shield, the figure of a knight who was kneeling before a lady was embossed. So, because that was an image, you can say engraved on that shield, so that will remain forever and ever. So the poet says there was an image of the knight kneeling before a lady, and it was engraved on the shield of Sir Lancelot. Such a shield he was holding, that sparkled on the yellow field beside a remote Shalott. And this shield was also sparkling brightly on the background. You can say the whole background was of yellowish color because of the sun rays, because of the yellowishness of the field. And in this such a backdrop, the shield shone brightly in the remote area of Shalott. The gemmy bridle glittered free, like to some branch of stars we see, hung in the golden galaxy. The bridle bells rang merrily as he rode down from Camelot. Now the poet is describing the appearance of Sir Lancelot's horse. There was a bridle round his neck, and it was shining very brightly. There were stones on the bridle, and it was shining brightly. So it appeared to the poet as if you can say collection of stars, or you can say constellation, was shining brightly. The poet has compared the shining of the bridle to the shining of constellation. And he says, see you how beautifully he has used the simile. He says the bridle which was hanging in the neck of the round the neck of the horse, it was shining brightly, and it was so bright as it can be compared with the shining of the constellation stars in a galaxy which itself is of golden color. So that means it was shining very brightly, and the golden color was being reflected by that belt. The bridle bells rang merrily, and there were small bells which round that bridle, they were on that bridle, and they were, you can say, tinkling. They were creating a very good sound, very melodious sound as they were tinkling. So, as he rode down from Camelot, as Sir Lancelot was riding down, the bridle bell they rang, and the sound was very melodious, very, you can say, good to hear. And the gems which were there on that bridle, they were also shining very brightly. The poet has compared the bridle to that of the constellation in a golden galaxy. So see how beautifully, how graphically poet has tried to give you a picture of Sir Lancelot's shield, Sir Lancelot's himself's appearance, as well as the appearance of his horse. So naturally, this is the quality that has made these lines so beautiful. So that's all for today.